Hey guys, it's LPA time, and I'm here with Lauren to talk about the adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends.
Yay!
Probably one of the longest titles for a game on the Mega Drive.
Yeah, and this also has like one of the longest intros I've ever seen.
Yeah, so in the interest of time, and I guess for your sanity, we have decided to skip the majority of it. Not that it's really that interesting anyway.
All you really need to know is that the villains of the show have stolen some artifacts from the museum that are very important to Rocky and Bullwinkle, so you have to get them back.
So we're just going to dive into some mini games here, and the first one features Lauren.
It's Mr. Peabody and Sherman, and if you don't know the story, basically Mr. Peabody is a very intelligent dog, and the little boy, Sherman, is his pet. So you want to go into like what you actually do in the mini game?
I'm going to try. It may not be that apparent. So basically there's a big dragon which has come from absolutely nowhere, and the dog is throwing you chewing gum. And you've got to try and get the chewing gum in the dragon's mouth.
Not an easy...
Now, no, I mean, that one should have gone in his mouth. It went straight past it, but apparently not. It's very frustrating.
Yeah.
You can only have one bubble at a time as well.
It's like with all the fire that's coming at you, and then the gum is conveniently right next to the fire, or on the fire.
Well, I mean, yeah, I did, like, take quite a lot of damage here when I didn't really need to, because I was just trying to get it in his mouth. Like, if you wanted to be a lot more patient about it and try and avoid the fire, then, you know, you could probably do this, but it takes so long.
I think it's safe to say that this is probably the hardest of the two minigames.
Well, I'm not actually so sure about that, because while there are only two mini games, I think they're quite difficult for different reasons. I mean, this one seems quite easy in theory. You just have to jump over things and duck, but that's not necessarily an easy task.
Yeah, no, it really isn't. By the way, the show that's featured here is Dudley Do-Right. Basically, the guy riding on the horse is Dudley Do-Right, and the man riding the train is Snidely Whiplash.
Who you can't actually see at the moment.
No. Chances are I think he's probably trying to save his girl Nell, who is the female ingenue. But yeah, this isn't a very interesting mini game.
No, and I mean, the stuff it does, I mean, you saw that it took a bit of damage there where it was pretty difficult to see, but I jumped over a branch and then I hit another one, and there was no real way I could actually avoid it.
The gaps are too close together and you jump too far over.
So yeah, those were the two mini games, and you have 3 chances to do it between each of the levels, and if you succeed in completing the mini games, you actually get some extra lives. But we're not going to try all those anymore. We're just going to jump straight into the story, which again we're going to try and skip here because this goes on for quite a while.
Yeah, definitely. Basically, all you need to know is that Rocky and Bullwinkle are climbing up a mountain, but actually you don't really see Rocky that much, which is kind of disappointing because he is so cute.
Yeah, so you get to control Mr. Moosey, and you basically have 3 moves. You can jump and do little evasion things on when you're climbing. Might point out here that it's like the worst climbing animations ever. His hands are just kind of, I don't know what's going on. But you can also throw I guess they're kumquats, the fruit you pick up.
They look like acorns or something. I don't know what they are.
And you also have the ability to headbutt stuff. He obviously has a very thick skull.
It was really funny when I found that out, though. I was just kind of like, oh, I headbutt these things. Interesting. Oh, and there's the angry bird.
And here's a
Why would you throw your babies at him?
Angry person throwing pickaxes at you?
Yeah, that's the villain of the show. I forget what his name is. He also has a woman who's with him, who's very tall and thin. I forget what they're called, though. I just, like, it doesn't seem like there's any point to having those little ledges inside of the mountain.
Well, I think you can fall down, and like there's secret stuff down there, but you really have to plan your jumps well. Like the platforming in this game is terrible.
Yeah.
As you'll see in the next level after this one. I mean, the jumps they expect you to make, and like the margin for error is just ridiculous.
Hmm. Yeah, you really have to, like, know what you're doing and how far you are actually going to jump.
How are you supposed to avoid those twigs?
I have no clue.
Oh.
And here comes the ram. The ram is really annoying because, like, you can't actually kill him.
No, you can just kind of push him back.
Yeah, and that's all. Otherwise, he keeps coming at you.
And if you thought the goats were quite annoying in the first level, there's some rather special enemies in the second level, which are probably even more difficult.
And platforms galore.
Yeah, it's quite a daunting level the first time. I mean, this is like I've played through this a couple of times now, so I'm a bit more comfortable. But these enemies, you can't kill them, and their heads go up and down, and so you can't jump over them as well. And when you get to this point here, I mean, he's on a very, very small, thin ledge, and it doesn't really give you much room to work with.
It's just impossible. It's nearly impossible. I can't imagine that this game was made for kids.
The timing required is ridiculous.
Yeah. You really have to play this game like tons of times in order
So, I mean, you've got the pickaxe coming up.
You've got everything.
The small amount of room. You've got the fact that their heads go up. I mean, even when you've got loads of room, it's difficult to kind of time it right.
And then they're also coming at you, and the minute you hit them, you get hurt. Oh, there you go. Like, it's just...
Oh, there we go.
There, you got a nice thing going there. This level is just annoying.
It's one of those games where you like wonder what was going on in their mind. Oh, this is such an annoying part of the game.
Oh, definitely. The platforms. You have to like guess where the platforms are going to be.
That was very fortunate.
Yeah, extremely. Otherwise, you will fall down. Actually, it kind of reminds me of the one part in Aladdin when you have to jump on the genie's heads in
I mean, like that.
You've Got a Friend in Me, or not You Have a Friend in Me. What is that song from?
I don't know.
Okay, never mind then. But yeah, there's one level where you have to jump along the genie's head and get along this huge gap. And
oh dear,
it's equally hard.
So that's the end of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends. If you want to try it out for yourself, please feel free. I'm sure you'll have just as much fun as we did.
But honestly, like, check out the show. Rocky and Bullwinkle is awesome.